don't know about you, but when I see online income claims, my body starts to react in a very specific way. Some of these online income claims just really sound way out there, something out of my reach. Can you relate to that? When I saw people talking about making $10,000 a month or $20,000 a month, and for a South African, that is a lot of money. Yes, my initial reaction is excitement, but then very quickly and almost immediately, I would feel a little bit of discomfort. Okay, a lot of discomfort. My background is in physiotherapy and research. So naturally, I am very analytical and I notice physiological reactions very quickly. And what I realized was that my response wasn't just intellectual skepticism. It was actually my nervous system, or my nervous system reacting towards a potential threat. What happens is when we hear numbers that seem far beyond our comprehension, far beyond what we are familiar with, far beyond our current reality, the brain doesn't automatically perceive that as an opportunity. It doesn't process that as potential. It often sees it as danger, potential threat. And here's why: because the brain is constantly asking, is this safe or is this risky? We are designed to live forth, reproduce. And in order to do that, we need to stay safe. And that is how the body, how the brain helps us to stay safe, by trying to identify every potential threat. So when we hear something that sounds too good to be true, the nervous system activates a protective response. That's a natural thing that happens in the body. And it might sound like this must be a scam, or this can't possibly be legitimate, this can't be real. But there's another layer to this. Our brains also try to protect our identity. If we've spent years believing and thinking that our income comes from traditional career paths, then hearing about large amounts of money and hearing about large amounts of money being made online can feel like it contradicts everything we've been taught and everything that we've built. And when the brain encounters anything that contradicts our current beliefs, it creates something called cognitive dissonance, that uncomfortable feeling where something just doesn't quite fit. So instead of exploring the idea, the brain often rejects it immediately. And unfortunately, I realized that was happening to me. Not because I was incapable of understanding the whole system, but because my brain was trying to protect me from something unfamiliar. What eventually helped me to slow things down, or rather, what eventually helped me was just to slow things down and asking more practical questions. Instead of reacting to the numbers, I started looking at the structure. So when you understand the structure of a business and of a model, of a concept, the numbers stop feeling so abstract. It stops feeling like it's way out of your reach. And then they become a result of a process. So the next time your brain immediately rejects something like an online income claim, it might not mean that it's impossible. In fact, it doesn't mean it's impossible. It simply means that your nervous system is responding. It's responding to something, an encounter that it hasn't learned to be familiar with yet. So if you are curious about the system that eventually helped me to understand how all of this works, I've linked it below in the description, and you can have a look at it whenever you feel called to.